Therapeutics. I'm here to remind you to save the date, March 6th through the 12th, for our first ever online auction. Registration is free and going on right now. Next up, we have a family testimony. We're featuring one of our sponsors, and stay tuned for a prize giveaway at the end.
We've been with Neurotherapeutics for 2.5 years. I knew that there was something a little bit different with Asher. Occasionally he would be extra tired, or he would have a hard time in the grocery store. As a mom, that is overwhelming, and you're not sure. You're thinking, I wonder what's up. So we got a referral to go to Neurotherapeutics. Ever since we've been there, they've been very welcoming and very warm and understanding, and you feel like you're part of like a little team trying to help you figure out what's going on with your child. It's definitely changed your life.
I'm excited to share with you one of our auction event sponsors, the Canby Current. The Canby Current has been a huge supporter of Neurotherapeutic, as well as qualitative resource of the small community of Canby, Oregon. Joining us today is Tyler Frank, co-founder and publisher. Welcome, Tyler, and thank you for being a sponsor of our upcoming online auction. Please share briefly about yourself.
Hi, Stephanie. Thanks so much. Really delighted to be here and to help out Neurotherapeutic Pediatric Therapies with your upcoming event. The Canby Current is a local news, digital news source here in Canby and the surrounding areas. We cover local news and do interviews through our website, canbyfirst.com, and our twice weekly podcast, which is called Now Hear This Canby. And we just try to cover all the news. We cover city council, we cover events. We try to just find good, positive news stories as well, things that make people smile and share the overall story of our wonderful community of Canby.
And then how did you get connected with Neurotherapeutics, and how did you become such a champion for us?
Yeah. So it was really through the news that we do that we first heard about Neuro and met Karen and Brent Brailge, the owners and founders. And I just love people's stories, and they're, learning about the unique things that they do so much. But that's what really kind of turned me on and made me a champion of you guys, is hearing them, the sacrifices that they made to make Neuro happen, that their personal journey as parents who had adopted children of special needs and found that the services that they really needed and that so many other families like them needed just were not there or were not accessible to families in our area. And then taking a clinic that was for profit that they owned and turning it into a nonprofit so they could get better funding and get much better access for families that maybe couldn't afford the specialized resources and services that they need. That story was so cool to me. And I remember we've done a couple of interviews with Karen, and I remember her sharing very personal stories at times from her own family and her own children about the difficulties of not understanding some of the things that her special needs children needed and were going through, and why they were maybe behaving in the ways that they were. And for her to take that challenge of her own personal life and channel it into something that now helps so many other people, I think is amazing. And of course, we want to champion that in any way we can.
That is amazing testimony there. Thank you so much. So Tyler, tell me a little bit about your podcast format.
Thanks. So it is, I guess, maybe a little bit different for podcast listeners, where it's not so much a kind of traditional talky, one person or a group of people walking you through a discussion, where we really make it more a little bit more like what you might think of maybe an NPR style radio news show. So we have our news stories that you can find on our website. We have local voice talent that read those to start out each episode. We usually have 5 to 6 of the latest news stories from those past few days that lead the broadcast, and then we'll have 1 or 2, depending on the length of interviews. We really try and take it week to week, try to keep things fresh. do conversations and things we haven't done before. But we try to find things that are either newsworthy or that might be really interesting to people, history and sports and unique kind of human interest stories, people in our community that might have cool things in their background that you didn't know about.
Tyler, really appreciate you so much, and thank you for all you do for the community and being a reporter of the news and sharing your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do, Stephanie. Everyone at Neuro, such important services that were really needed in our community and really weren't there before you guys came in. Taking a building that was really one of the anchors of our downtown and making it active again. And especially during all the current challenges. I know your job has been very difficult in terms of fundraising and trying to make events work in the COVID environment, and also just Neuro in general, trying to provide services. So thank you guys for hanging in there and providing vital services to our community.
Thank you, Tyler. All right. Have a great day. Today's prize giveaway is sponsored by Ben James, president and founder of Elevate Wealth Advisors. He has worked extensively in the field of financial management since 1997. Also, fellow Portland State University grad, board chairman for Oregon City Chamber of Commerce, husband and father. So I would like to introduce Ben James.
Hey, thank you for the time, Stephanie. I appreciate it. And I'm glad to be part of this. So Elevate Wealth Advisors serves primarily people that are 5 to 6 years away from or in their work optional lifestyle. Working with a specific group of people, we've developed a lot of products and solutions for people that really need safety and predictability in their retirement income and their assets.
And you have a book that you just published very recently. Back in September, it came out, I believe.
Yeah. So one of the things that we found that our kind of our client base needs is really good financial planning advice. So we spent a lot of time looking at the holistic big picture stuff, and that is insurance and taxes and estate planning and performance evaluation, Social Security, pension distributions. So there's probably 7 different core components to financial planning. Documented our process, and it turned into a book. And so we've got a book now. We call it the Playbook, which is the 7 fundamentals of financial planning. This book applies to everybody, whether you're retired, just saving for retirement, or just starting out. This is a great book to kind of get all those fundamentals in place and start to think holistically how they all work together.
Ben, thank you so much for donating our prize for today. And thank you for also being a wonderful support to neurotherapeutic pediatric therapies, as well as the community itself. Thank you so much.
I love what you guys are doing. Thanks for having me.
All you have to do to enter for the prize giveaway is like our post and leave a comment. And winners will be announced by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Don't forget, save the date, March 6th to the 12th. Registration is free and going on right now.